All things Mavs.
Let's go to Drake. Of course, a longtime watcher of the show, Drake, says, who's going to step up with Porzingis down? So, obviously, Kristaps Porzingis suffered that torn meniscus in Game 1 of the playoffs against the Clippers, but he played through it. But now he's expected to miss at least the first 2 to 3 weeks of the regular season for the Dallas Mavericks. And lucky for them, they have a lot of big men under contract. Dwight Powell, he's coming back off an Achilles injury, but he will be back in the rotation. I think Maxi Kleber will get the biggest bulk of the minutes to kind of have to take over from what's missing in Kristaps Porzingis. Willie Cauley-Stein has a real chance to prove himself as a rim-rolling center that can play good defense and be a rim protector. James Johnson, of course, is more of that kind of 3-4, as much of a less than a 4-5, but I think he's a good option as well. And then you got Boban Marjanovic, who in spot minutes can work as well. But I think you see those first 3 guys on the list, they will play a much heavier role. I think James Johnson will still play a big role in that first half, but he'll play more of that 3-4 position. If you want more Mavs coverage, go to youtube.com/allthingsmavs and subscribe to help me out there. And also, while you're watching, I want you to make a prediction for me. What seed do you think the Dallas Mavericks will finish with in the Western Conference? I think they're going to be top 4 in the West this year. I think they have all the capabilities of doing that as long as they're healthy, which isn't always a guarantee with this team because of Kristaps Porzingis. But if they're healthy, I'm going top 4. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Zoe God says, just to piss Jimmy off, what player do you think the Knicks get with the Mavs first rounder next draft? Good question. And you know what? The Mavs pick, it probably lands in the 20s. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, I haven't done enough scouting in the lower half of the first round of this draft. You know, I know the top guys like Jalen Suggs, Cade Cunningham, and Evan Mobley. But, I mean, you look at the end of the first half, or end of the first round, and I'm just looking at random players here. But Greg Brown at Texas is an excellent athlete. However, the Knicks have enough power forwards, and he's more that power forward type. Matthew Hurt is a guy at Duke who has a chance to prove himself. Daishen Nix is a guy in the G League that could definitely take that next step in that 20-ish range. And then, I don't know, maybe if they want a point guard, Jared Butler out of Baylor could make some sense. But at the end of the day, that pick's going to be in the 20s, so I don't think it's going to be a huge difference maker of a player. Clay says, what's your favorite city jersey? Ooh, good question. There's a lot of good ones. I like the Phoenix Suns city jerseys quite a bit. I really like the Los Angeles Lakers city jerseys. And I also like the Dallas Mavericks white and gold jerseys. All 3 of those are honestly got to be top 3 for me. And if you want a city jersey for yourself, chatsports.com/NBA City has got you covered. But not just jerseys. We got much more than jerseys available on that website. I'm talking hats. I'm talking hoodies. I'm talking more jerseys, jackets, whatever you guys need at chatsports.com/NBA City. They've got you covered. Any team, any NBA City style you want. Hey, if you want last year's City edition, you can go find that at this link too at chatsports.com/NBA City, and all that stuff is on sale. But out with the old, in with the new. Go get the new stuff today from that link at Fanatics at chatsports.com/NBA City. Best place to go for all your City edition gear. So go check us out, chatsports.com/NBA City. Click that link today. Jason Gervais says, who do you think is the best trio in the league? Ooh, good question. I'll probably do my top trios here pretty soon, but it's harder because trios are kind of dying out in the NBA. I'd probably go all around, like Giannis, Middleton, and Drew Holiday. That's pretty hard to beat. If Michael Porter Jr. takes the next step, Jokic, Murray, and MPJ, that's pretty good as well. I mean, if you just want to go because they're so top 2 heavy with Anthony Davis and LeBron James, and then your third is like Montrezl Harrell, that could probably be a top 3 trio as well. Ryan Vasquez says, which Mavs rookie will contribute the most? Good question. So the Mavs are going to have technically 4 rookies in the regular season. They'll have Tyler Bey. They'll have Tyrell Terry, Josh Green. They'll also have Nate Hinton under a 2-way contract. Now, other guys like Devontae Patterson and Freddie Gillespie are just camp invites, so you don't really count them. At least I won't really count them. I think in the long run, the best player of that group is going to be Josh Green. That's why they took him 18th overall. But right off the bat, I think Tyrell Terry is going to come in and be an amazing three-point shooter. Now, I don't think he's going to play more than 20 minutes a night. In fact, I think he'll get more in that 10 to 15-minute range. But that's saying a lot for Rick Carlisle, who doesn't always love his rookies. So I would go, if I'm putting them in like tiers, if I'm ranking them, Tyrell Terry 1, Josh Green just right behind him. Maybe defensively he makes a little bit more of an impact, or he will for sure. Tyler Bey, and then Nate Hinton. I don't think we'll see much of Nate Hinton, but Rick Carlisle does love him some Tyler Bey. I can tell that much from his training camp press conferences. What do you guys think? Who do you think will win NBA Rookie of the Year? Do you think it'll be a guy like James Wiseman or maybe an Anthony Edwards, maybe a LaMelo Ball? I've said Obi Toppin as a potential answer. I think there are a lot of good picks and a lot of good players that came out of the top of this draft. So let me know who you guys think will win NBA Rookie of the Year in 2020, 2021. Let's go to Daniel. Says, who's your surprise NBA playoff team this year? I don't know if it really counts as a surprise at this point because I think people are starting to expect it, but I think the Hawks are the team that jumped from not being in the playoffs to in the Eastern, Conference playoff race. I think they should be firmly top 6 probably in the East if all things go correctly and, they can make up for on offense what they lack in defense, which, they should be able to do. If I had to go with another one, I think the Memphis Grizzlies are still getting overlooked. They had a great year last year, but I'm not convinced they're going to be a playoff team just because they're still so young, or at least they're so young at this point. So West, I'd go Memphis. East, I'd go Atlanta. Another team to watch out for, maybe the New Orleans Pelicans could jump in and surprise some people as well. Now, who do you guys think is the biggest threat to come out of the Western Conference this season? If you think it's the Clippers, type LAC. If you think it's the Mavericks, type DAL. If you think it's the Denver Nuggets, type DEN. Obviously, the biggest threat to the Los Angeles Lakers that will most likely be that number 1 seed in the Western Conference. But the biggest threat to the Lakers in the West, let me know who you guys think it might be. Clippers, the Mavs, the Nuggets, or if you think it's somebody totally random, let me know in the comment section, or if you're watching live with us right now, in the live chat. BB says, do you believe the NBA season could be postponed or even canceled due to COVID? No, I don't. We've seen now college sports go through it. We've seen the NFL go through it. We've seen the MLB go through it. We've also gone through with the NBA bubble, and it all worked out. Listen, you're probably going to have a couple games that get postponed, maybe a couple games that get canceled. But in a season that's 72 games, you're going to be just fine. Is it going to suck some nights when it's like all of a sudden, 3 minutes before the game, we find out 5 guys have it? Sure, you're probably not going to always see all the brightest stars every single night, but at the end of the day, I think they're going to find a way to get through this. But nobody really knows what they're talking about when it comes to this whole thing. So who knows? I could be totally wrong.